What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It is White Gamer. Today we're going to be talking about the monetization of pro clubs. Do you guys think the monetization of pro clubs will ruin the game mode down the line? So guys, the first time we ever got monetization introduced into pro clubs was back in FIFA 23. So it's been almost 3.5 years now that we first got this introduced, but it was super simple. You just buy cosmetics for your pro, either with FIFA points or with Volta points, which was the thing back then. But this year in FC 26, I would say is the true first start of the monetization. And we made a video about this back in the summer before the game came out. But now, guys, it's been like 5 months into the game. And, we can kind of talk about this a little bit more in details. So, guys, this year is definitely the first true year of the monetization in pro clubs. First, let's start off with our archetypes. This year, in order to play a specific position or use a specific playstyle plus, you need to unlock these archetypes, which you either do them by spending real money or coins. The next big thing is the consumables, guys. The consumables this year is what allows you to level up faster if you don't want to spend time on the game as much, or if you don't have enough time to spend on the game, which I know a lot of people don't have the time to spend hours and hours grinding one archetype. So EA introduced consumables. And I will say, they priced them fairly cheap. I was shocked like the first time I saw these consumables in the store at the beginning of the year that they were this cheap, because EA could have gone crazy. They could have made it way more expensive. They do cost a lot of coins themselves, but if we look at the 6x multiplier, it costs $5. $5. If you have a weekly allowance or you have a real job, this is nothing to you. But now, guys, my thing is, they're going to keep adding more monetization options to clubs, and I'm all for that if it's going to improve the game mode. Now, will it? We won't know until a couple years from now, maybe even going into FC 27. Now, we're going to switch over to the desktop because this guy on Reddit, his name is Bobby, he pretty much broke down how many games you need in order to buy the consumable, or if you're not going to buy the consumables, how many games you need. So, let's go through this pretty quickly, guys. So, on average, for a league match, you get 300 XP, right? To get to level 80, you need about 100,000 XP. I think actually 100,000 XP exactly for level 80. Now, in order to max out your pro from level 1 to level 80 with no boost, that's 334 matches, guys. Which, that is a lot, guys. Each match is roughly between 15 to 17 minutes. You guys can do the math there. Now, for league match, you get about 500 to 700. I've gone around 800. This is just divisions. If you're doing playoffs, you can easily get, I think, like 2,000 or close to 2,000 coins. So here, the 2.5x boost costs 20,000. 3.5x boost costs 30,000. This is the multiplier, by the way, guys. We're just going to talk about the multiplier in this section. And then the 6x multiplier costs 60,000 coins. Now, this is a very great breakdown, honestly. In order to get the 2.5 multiplier, you need to do about 40 games, give or take. In order to get the 3.5x multiplier, you need about 60 games, give or take. Maybe a little bit less, maybe a little bit more, depending on how many coins you are getting. To get the 6x boost, you need about 120 matches. Guys, this is only divisions. I know you can get a little bit more coins through the rush events, but this is only division matches, guys. Now, you can get, and he says it right here, you can get it through doing the, the live events. And I don't know if my face cam is covering, but EA have accomplished what they wanted to do, which is slowly find a way to monetize pro clubs without upsetting the player base. Now, you can debate that. Some people like it, some people don't, which we'll go over the poll after we finish this. One should assume there'll be more monetization mechanism implemented in the future of the games. And yes, guys, there will be. And the main reason I'm showing you this, guys, is because not everyone's going to have enough time to either play the game to get enough coins to buy those consumables. So then that's where the game forces you, or EA forces you, to the other option where it is spend money, guys. Spend money on the game in order to get those consumables. Now, let's go over to the poll that we ran 3 days ago. Will monetization ruin pro clubs? We had 80% said yes. which I'm actually surprised 80% people said yes, and I'll explain why. And then we had 20% said no, that it will not ruin pro clubs. Now, before we get into these top comments that people said, I was one of those people in the past. I've been playing pro clubs in FIFA 11, guys. So it's definitely gotten better. But I was always one of those people that would say, you know, the day that EA adds monetization is the day that pro clubs will get better and hopefully they will improve it. Well, this is like the first official year where monetization is actually going to make a difference for EA's pocket. And then I'm hoping, fingers crossed, I'm hoping in FC 27 and in the next couple of years, EA improves the game mode. And I know I'm being super optimistic because, you know, EA has done this game mode really dirty. It's not nowhere near where it's supposed to be right now, but it has gotten better. So let's see what some of these people said. This is, I think, the most thumbs up by Don. Spending money on the game should be quote unquote skip the grind of building or maxing out your level either with a maxed or nearly maxed build / archetype. XP multipliers and cosmetics, as long as they don't give you an in-game advantage, there should be no problem. Now, this is very true. He makes a very good point. You know, these consumables, the only advantage they give you is that you move up levels. That's it. Which obviously will make your pro better. But I kind of agree with him, guys. You know, as long as it doesn't give you a crazy, like, boost. Or, like, for example, if you take a look at Ultimate Team, if you buy a specific card with a specific set of playstyles, it's obviously going to be better. But you have to spend money / coins. So, yeah, I would have to agree with him. As long as it doesn't give you an in-game advantage, there should be no problem. And, yeah, it's very interesting. Let's see what the next person said. What will ruin clubs is a shit gameplay. Of course, gameplay is always, like, number one. AI, the lack of QOL features like real subs, bench, reconnect after disconnection, spectate, actual cups for 11v11 mode, and more. And yes, this is another good comment as well. Not only can the monetization of pro clubs make the game mode worse because then EA will get greedy and put everything behind a paywall, but also these stuff, gameplay, bad AI, not having the option to reconnect. We did make a video talking about the substitution feature, guys, and you know it's better to get it late than never, but I am hoping EA will improve that substitution feature. Maxing all the archetype has to change. It is horrible. I feel like I paid for a game I can't even play. I have to grind 100 hours just to have fun with one archetype. It is so bad. Might not even buy the next FIFA at this point if I'm not going to grind 1,000 hours. And this is kind of ties in with the consumable stuff, guys. If you do want to switch over to desktop, into the gameplay. If you do want to use other archetypes, you got to spend money or coins or get consumables. And then yeah, you got to spend money on it if you don't want to spend time grinding, which I know a lot of people don't have the time to grind. I would say on average, most people probably play 2-3 times a week, and that's like 2-3 hours per week. That's on average, you know. Then you have the hardcore people that will grind this out. But guys, let me know what you guys think, man. Do you guys think the monetization of pro clubs eventually will make the game mode worse? I think as long as EA doesn't do it where you have an advantage over another player, I think it's fair because there's people that are level like 50 and 60 that are really good at the game. And then there's people that are level 80 that are shit at the game. So I think it's 50-50. There's always both sides to it. But let me know you guys' opinions. The monetization of pro clubs will get, hopefully, there's going to be definitely way more options to monetize this game mode, especially with the open world coming out soon for FC 27. Other than that, guys, don't forget to drop a like and subscribe. And I'll catch you guys next time.